know, we have a friend in common from our
Yes.
friends from Happy Healthy Guys. So we say hi to them because
Yeah,
they connected us. So
they
chat,
did.
wonderful world. I
Yes.
mean, when God has a purpose, He has a purpose. We cannot defeat that, you know?
Yes. Yep, you're correct.
So I'm so happy you had the time to share with us because I know you as a doctor, you are very busy. So thank you for being in Breast Implant Illness Latina, Amelia. I want to thank you and I want to thank everybody who is connecting at this time. The main purpose of Breast Implant Illness Latinas is just bringing awareness about what's going on with the breast implant issue among women in the US and around the world. This is something that has been just like spreading out all over. Once one woman spoke, everybody else said, "I'm going to speak too. I'm going to tell my truth. I'm going to say what's going on," and
Yep.
we have a purpose together, which I think is very valuable. And I really admire what you are doing and what you have been doing, helping women with breast implant illness to detox and get their life back because this is not
Thank
something
you.
easy. So
Yes, it's
Amelia,
not.
I don't know how to introduce you. I know you're a super duper chiropractor, and you take all type of. You were a massage therapist before that. You were
Mhm.
also a single mom, which I
Yep.
admire too because I'm one, so I know how difficult it can be in
Yep.
all aspects. You know.
Oh yeah.
But you know, women, we are so capable of everything.
We are. We
I
can
mean,
do it
not
all.
Paulina, but
But
we're
we have it all.
yeah, we totally rock, you know. So,
Yep.
but anyway, I admire people like you who are really trying to make a change in the world. So,
Thank
welcome,
you.
and I would love you to share with us your story to tell us how did you find out that your implants were giving you issues, and how do you come to the point to decide, okay, I'm a doctor, I know what's going on, and I wanna get this removed. So tell us a little
Yes.
bit about you and about your breast implant illness story.
Okay. Well, again, my name's Amelia Rodrock. I'm a chiropractor in Lawrence, Kansas. So if you're a basketball fan, you probably know the KU Jayhawks. Um, I got my implants. Now it's been about 7.5 years ago. So I was 32 years old when I got them.
Okay.
Um, I'd had 2 kids. I'd breastfed my kids. Things just weren't looking as good as they used to. And I wanted to change that. So as soon as I was able to, I did. And I was in chiropractic school at the time when I
Okay.
got my breast implants.
Okay.
Um, and so I liked them for a long time. They made me feel good and they gave me some confidence. But after I started my office, I just started feeling like they weren't congruent with who I was anymore. As a chiropractor, we teach and talk about health and wellness and talk about how amazing our bodies are and not
Yeah.
to add things to our bodies.
Yeah.
And so I had been thinking for a while I wanted to get them out. I was just scared. I was scared to do it. I didn't
Okay.
want to have surgery. I didn't want to know what they would look like afterwards. So I kind of put it off for a long time. And then I didn't really have a lot of symptoms. I just thought I was getting older. I thought, I have fatigue because I'm older. I'm getting sick more because I'm older. My joints hurt. I have ringing in my ears. I have all these little things,
Yeah.
but it's just because I'm getting older.
Yeah.
It wasn't. That's how we all start with.
We all think
It
like
wasn't.
that. It's like, oh, it happens. And then you start
Yep.
realizing that you see 80 people years old, 70s doing yoga next to you, and they have more energy than you. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on
Yep.
with me?
Yep. And that was one of my big things. And I've always been a person who needed sleep, but I was just exhausted. But, I had my own business and I was busy and I was working out a lot and doing all these things. So of course it's from that. It's not from
Yeah.
my boobs.
Yeah.
Why would
Exactly.
it be from my boobs? But then I had a colleague and a friend who was going through some weird health stuff and was getting her breast implants out. So her and I talked about it. So then I started researching breast implant illness and what it was and what it meant.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that a lot of the symptoms I was having were probably not from getting older. I mean, some of them were still maybe, but most of them were probably from my breasts.
Yeah.
So I got them removed in December of 2018, so about six
Okay.
months ago.
Okay.
And I felt really good since. I have no more ringing in my ears, no more Raynaud's in my hands. You know, my libido's better. I just feel better. You know, I'm not as
Okay.
tired. I'm not, you know, I'm not as drained as I used to be. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my story with breast implants and kind of
Okay.
how I evolved to realizing that these were bad for us. And looking back, you know, I should have known all along. I mean, we can't honestly put silicone in our bodies and think that's going to be okay. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just our bodies can't take it for very long.
And unfortunately, it's the most common surgery I think in the world. I didn't know this until I
Yep,
look. I came to the
300,000 women.
U.S. How
Yep,
many?
300,000 women get breast implants every year.
Wow.
300,000.
Wow. You know,
I
I'm
know.
from Venezuela originally, so I thought, oh my God, I'm afraid to tell people, like, I'm
Mhm.
embarrassed to tell them I have breast implants because here, I thought people would be like, what? You have what? You have done what? So I was like, completely, like scared. Like, oh, they will think
Yep,
I'm weird. So
yep,
then I start seeing like I used to work with the lady, and then we were working, and then I tell her I'm removing my breast implants because of it. She says, "Oh, what? Let me know how that goes because I have breast implants." And I'm like, and she's American, and I'm like, hold on a second. So this is not a cultural thing. I mean, this
no.
is a women thing. This is
It's a
just
woman
all
thing.
over the place. So,
Yep,
and that's what really worries me. I see so many people who are doing very well because I have tons of friends or people I know, not necessarily friends, who have their breast implants and they just put it maybe 5 years ago or three or one or maybe
yep,
10, and they seem to do very well with them. But then I see all these other women who are showing all their face completely different, including myself.
yep.
Um, and then I'm like, what are those factors, do you think, Amelia, that make a person more propense to to have breast implant issues than others, or it's just a matter of time? What do you think?
So I think it's just a matter of time, honestly.
Okay.
I think it really depends on the woman's. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Okay. It's just doing something funny. So I think it depends on the woman's genetic makeup a little bit. But I feel like every woman at some point will have an issue with the breast implants because really, you know, what the breast implants are doing or what your body is doing with breast implants is it's trying to reject them. So like if you get a new heart or a new
Yeah.
kidney, you have to take immunosuppressant drugs or your body will reject it because your body knows it's a foreign object. Well, it's the same things happen with your breast. You know, your body wants to reject it. So your immune system is on fight or flight 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
every single day of the year. And eventually your immune system will wear down. So it's really how strong is your immune system? How good do you eat? Do you exercise? You know, what are you doing in your life? How about your past? What have you done in your past? How much alcohol have you drank? Have you done drugs? You know, what's your life? What has your life looked like? Um,
Yeah.
but I am just 100% convinced it's a matter of time. It's not
Yeah.
who it's going to happen to, it's when it's going to happen to everybody.
Do you think there is like a special moment that can just switch it on? Like that, like for example, if you have a very traumatic experience or if you have a very
Mm-hmm.
emotional trauma, like as we know, we're right now talking, everybody's talking about the connection, mind, heart, and soul.
Yep.
And like I asked you this because I met a lady yesterday. I was doing my ozone sauna therapies because I have to do that because I can't exercise, so I have to detox somehow. I have to sweat,
Yep.
so I started doing that. And she told me she used to have Lyme disease, and she didn't know it was completely dormant until she had a car accident, and then it
Mm-hmm.
boom, like she started
Yep.
with that. So, do
Yep.
you think there is like a thing that will switch it on, or that will switch our immune system to start like with that fight, with that, like, because it's already fighting, but that will
Mm-hmm.
just detonate it?
I mean, it's not a far stretch to think that there could be a traumatic event that would cause it. Just because you know, when we have trauma, our immune systems are depressed. And so when our immune systems are depressed, then opportunistic things like Lyme's disease, or maybe even breast implant illness that your body has been able to fight, you know, it just can't fight it anymore. So stress is a really big trigger for that kind of things. And traumatic, getting into a car accident, you know, having a parent or a child die, or, you know, even just changing your lifestyle a lot. What I feel like triggered mine the most was I started doing figure competitions. So I was dieting really hardcore, and I was taking a lot of supplements and doing a lot of things just to get my body fat down to like, you know, 8%, because I wanted to be shredded. And now I loved my abs. They were amazing, but I still feel like that stress on my body possibly triggered my more rapid decline. And I never really had a huge rapid decline, but I still feel like that's when I started having more symptoms, was after that.
Yeah. And a very common thing, Amelia, is that I have seen is the candida infection for women. In the past, I used to have like a lot of issues with the yeast infection, you know, common yeast infection. You go to the OBGYN and then you tell them, oh, and they will give you ovules, so they will give you fluconazole, 1 capsule, and they will say that will be okay. And I noticed that all, like, since I'm aware of like going to the OB, so like for years, so I've been having candida for years, but I had my breast implant when I was very young, so I was about 17 years old. In Venezuela, a 15-year-old can put a breast implant. So and you know, like I have right now candida, but I have like 5 different type of mold inside me. But the more I learn, I have realized like you can get that mold even from antibiotics that are made out of mold. And that's the way they stay in your intestine, and then they just start reproducing, which is just scary as hell, because I don't think people know.
So scary.
I didn't even know we could even get mold inside our body. You know,
mold can be a big issue.
It's a big issue. So, the doctor who diagnosed me told me, well, you know what? A strong immune system wouldn't let this happen, and wouldn't let antibodies like this be forming up and fighting against this, and also Epstein-Barr. So your experience with candida, can you share with us a little bit, like how has it been, like before explanting, after you explanted, and what insights can you give us about that?
Sure. So candida is very common in women with breast implants. It's really common in a lot of people, but women with breast implants especially, because again, candida is an opportunistic organism. So if your immune system is down, candida can breed and thrive, because we all have candida in our systems, but usually our immune system can keep it in check, and it's there for a reason. I mean, it's, you know, there's a good thing to have it in our systems. We need it. It's just when it gets out of control is when it's bad. And it can cause, you know, yeast infections or thrush. You know, think of thrush with babies, but you can get thrush on your tongues. I mean, I've known women who've gotten like yeast infections under their breasts or in their belly buttons. So really any place that stays warm and moist, you can get candida or yeast infections. But you can also have it systemically. So you can have it in your blood, you can have it in your GI tract. And that's when it creates a big problem. That's when the overgrowth can turn into a fungal infection and just really wreak havoc on your body. And that's what I'm going. I'm on day 4 of my candida diet, and today's better than yesterday.
It's tough. I know. I mean,
it's a very tough diet. I mean, it's very
restricted.
It's tough. So I'm doing it for 12 weeks. My goal is 12 weeks.
At least 3 months.
Diet. Yep.
At least
just
3 months.
Having an immune system, so stress can cause your immune system wear down. Too many antibiotics can cause your immune system wear down. Breast implants can cause your immune system wear down. So there's a lot of things that cause that immune system to be depressed, to allow candida to grow.
So you think like having breast implants will definitely like do this on women, like stimulate candida overgrowth?
I think you're more likely to get it if you have breast implants. just again, because your body's so focused on fighting the implant that it doesn't fight anything else.
Yeah, it's like the body can only fight against one big thing at a time, right? So it's like once it's facing this in the front, all these things in the back are going on that he can't control. And that's one of the things I try to tell my friends who, like, the experience that we have, we share it so people can learn from our mistakes, and maybe we can share from others people's mistake in other areas. And it's like the more we can learn, the best, because sometimes people don't believe us. You know, they think, oh, but I see so many women who are doing well. But sometimes I ask myself, well, all these women, do they have any health issues? Do they have thyroid issues? Do they have allergies, food intolerance, all migraines or things like that? Do they have anything, or they are in a perfect health? Because what I have heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that most women have health issues. The problem is that they are not linked to the breast implants.
Yep, they are.
So they like, I have here, Dee is sharing with us that almost 90% of women who explant, then they have the candida battle. And Dee, we completely agree with you, because this is a battle. This is just no easy. This is consistency, strong will, but you know, candida infection makes you feel really bad. So if you don't have that under control, it's so bad to a point that you say, okay, what is it that I need to do to heal? I'll do it. So they almost tell you, like, you need to walk naked in the street, and you go walk naked. Seriously. That's to the point I've got. I mean, I like, maybe my case a little bit more chronic, because I have aspergillus. I have a lot of weird fungus inside me that I never remember living in a house with filtrations. I don't have that. But then I started reading, and it says you don't really need to get it from that. It could also be one of the implants that was throwing some of those inside you, and we don't know. I mean, what they did with my implants, they put it in formalin, so they killed the chance to do the biopsy correctly. The doctor I had my surgery with, he didn't think about telling pathology, hey, she has a lot of health issues, so let's run a bacterial and fungal test. So by the time I asked this to be done, they had already put them in formalin. Plus, they threw them away. They trashed them without my permission. I had signed a consent form to return my implants to me, and they didn't do that. They just trashed them because they didn't receive the consent form. It was a mess. It was crazy. They sent
that sounds like a mess.
I was so upset, but then I said, you know what? Let's take it easy, because I don't feel like my health is first, and this type of situations for people with candida, with breast implant illness, we need to be really balanced. We need to be really balanced in our mind, in our soul, in our eating, in our way of life, lifestyle. Everything changes. Amelia, how have your life changed after, you know, all the changes that you have had to do in order to heal? I mean, you cannot do the same things that you used to do, right?
No, I mean, not really. You know, I've always ate pretty well, but now I'm eating the candida diet, so I'm even more strict. But you know, again, for me, I didn't have as many issues as you. So, you know, I detoxed. I took some supplements, some binders to help me get rid of heavy metals, and I just got my heavy metal test back, and I don't have metals in my system, which is really good. And I think a lot of women struggle with clearing the heavy metals out of their system, because you know, the implants are full of heavy metals, and they get into your system. So you have to properly know. Dee asked if I had implants and explanted. Yes, Dee, I had breast implants for 7 years, and I explanted in December of 2018. So about 6 months ago, I explanted. But you really have to get rid of those heavy metals. And so that's kind of, I have a cleanse that or detox cleanse, whatever you want to call it, a 5-system cleanse that I went through, just cleansing all the different systems of my body. And after cleansing those, that's when I kind of went back and figured out what else was going on, and I did my candida test, and that's when I saw, well, I still have a chronic overgrowth of candida. So that's when I started doing that. But, I don't drink as much as well, right now I'm drinking absolutely none. But, try not to drink very much because that can lead to candida. So there's a lot of things you kind of have to change to get yourself healthy. And then, the thinking is after you get your system cleared and get your gut healthy, then you can return to, I don't even want to say normal, because, the standard American lifestyle is not a healthy, normal lifestyle.
Doesn't contribute.
Yeah, it does. It contributes to everything. So you really need to adopt a healthy lifestyle before and after explant. Eat good, put good things in your body, listen to good things, read good things, surround yourself with people who make you happy and who you feel good about. So really evaluate all aspects of your life.
Yeah, that's true. And you're completely right, because if we have a candida detoxing and then we go back to eat the way we used to eat, maybe it can regrow. I mean, I love eating pizza and hamburgers and hot dogs, even though I like eating healthy, right? But I go on the weekends and I love a pizza. I haven't had a pizza in 7-8 months. And I'm like, I can't do this. It's so difficult. So, but I think you have to have a balance, right? Like after you detox and you go back to your balanced life, then try to do it once a week or something like that, because we are bombarded with all these products here that the more I look at their ingredients, the more I say, no wonder why everybody's sick.
Everybody's sick. Yeah.
It is.
It's terrible what we're putting in our bodies.
And I don't know, if you heard, but I've been seeing so much about the mold connection to other type of illnesses, especially Alzheimer, neurological diseases, even cancer. I mean, so many illnesses that go missed in the medical field because they don't believe in mold. They don't understand mold. They don't even believe in candida. They don't.
No.
I told the primary physician that saw me last year about summer, where I asked, please do me a test because I don't feel good. It's been going on for years. I want to go to the root of this problem. And I told her, I have candida because I've been having to go to the OB and, all these things. And then she says, oh, candida? Yeah, and we have it in intestine too. And she's like, no, that's not related. It's not the same. The candida in your intestine has nothing to do with your vaginal candida. And I'm like, is she really telling me this? I mean, I was like, whoa, that was crazy. So I'm like, when she told me that, I'm like, you know what? I want to stop going to this doctor because she doesn't really know what we're talking English and she's talking Chinese. She's from Vietnam. Probably that's what they think of. I mean, I would have thought a person from China or Japan that have a better lifestyle than we do might probably be more open to see life and things. And when she told me that, I was like, where did you study? I mean, where did you go to school? Because I'm just surprised. And
medical doctors, they just don't understand a lot of this stuff. And what I tell people, especially patients who come in my office, those medical doctors work for you. You pay the medical doctors. Maybe your insurance pays, but you pay them. So you can go somewhere else. You don't have to give them your business. You don't have to pay them. If they're crap doctors who tell you things that just don't make sense to you, find somebody else. Go somewhere else.
And that's a good thing, about all these group and support pages that we're having right now about breast implant illness. Mm-hmm. We are making women feel comfortable about the idea of removing their breast implants and knowing that there's a support community, knowing that you are not alone, knowing that you are not crazy, knowing that it's a reality. And you know what? You may be facing this reality in a year or two if you leave your breast implants. That's your decision.
Yep.
But we're here to tell you that it can happen.
Yep.
So what was your major symptom that made you take the decision, okay, I'm explanting, I'm taking this out?
Well, like probably my biggest symptom was ringing in my ears. I had pretty constant ringing in my ears, and now I have almost none. Every once in a while, I'll just get a little like ring, and then that's it. So that was probably the biggest thing. I mean, I had a lot of other little things. You know, I had some GI stuff. Like if I would go out to eat and drink some wine, I'd have terrible like GI cramp, just terrible. And it didn't happen every time, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Yeah. I was like, it's just random.
It was random.
It was so random, but probably the ringing in my ears was the biggest one. And I've gained about 25 or 30 pounds since getting them. And I eat good and I exercise and, you know, I do all the things. And I've lost probably about 10 pounds, 6 explanting, not a ton, but you know, I'm still now I'm trying to get rid of the candida because candida can make you hold on to extra weight also.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully when I get rid of the candida and I kind of flush my system out, I'll be able to take off the few pounds that I feel like I'm still holding on to that I don't want anymore.
I know. Amelia, can you explain us why the candida can make us, you know, build up some weight?
Well, I think it has to do with like inflammation. So the candida can lead to a lot of inflammation in our bodies. And it also can lead to things like leaky gut or IBS. And so you don't process your food very well. So you're not really getting the nutrients you need. It's causing you to retain water and hold on to inflammation. And it just, it makes you kind of bloated, I think. I'm not sure the exact answer on that, but you know, I think it has a lot to do with inflammation.
Maybe also the toxins inside the body.
And the toxins, yes.
Because
and toxins.
I think the body is just gonna say, well, I'm trying to detox from something that is more important than the fat, right? So that's what the body will think, right? Like our bodies are very smart, more than what we can even imagine. So like, it's just unbelievable. But you know, talking about the ringing in the ears, I had a little bit of ringing and I hadn't realized I had it until my mom, who has breast implants too, and she's trying to get them removed, and she has the same issues as me. She has the same mold that I have. It's just weird and it's far. And so I wonder, like, maybe we have a genetic predisposition,
maybe
for that, and that's what we got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely could.
Other type of things. Mm-hmm. But my issues were very aggravated. It was chronic to the point that I developed asthma and lack of breath, and I was like, I couldn't even recognize the lack of breath because it started building up little by little, slowly. It wasn't like one day I can breathe. No, it was so slow I couldn't notice it. So my mom, her ringings in the ears is just, she says that she went to see like 2 doctors and they will tell her that it was completely normal, that it would happen, that it was something in the brain that was causing it, that they couldn't do anything about her. So now that we know, we are like, wow. And then my ringing in the ears, I see how it's been improving. It was very subtle, but I can see it's getting better. And then, I just think the toxins don't let our body work efficiently in the way it should work. So Dee is telling us the things that helped her was iodine-enriched diet, which is critical for healing. She takes iodine drops. So do you have that in your protocol somehow? What you're doing?
You know, I don't. I'll have to look at the Candida protocol, Pauline. I don't think
there is iodine.
That's actually in there, but I know iodine is good, and it's also really good for the thyroid, which I think she said later on. And one of my tests, my essential nutrient test, I was low on iodine. So I know I need to add iodine to my diet. And I don't do a lot of like table salt with iodine, which isn't like the best place to get iodine anyways. But I will be looking into a good iodine supplement for me specifically because I know I'm low because my lab said I was low.
So what labs would you recommend to women who are like, let's say, they are in this point in which they don't feel good, they have breast implants, and they need to decide what to do, what type of blood work or even general tests or functional medicine tests or, you know, chiropractor style tests. can do?
Well, first I would tell them just to go get the breast implants out.
Yeah.
Like, don't waste your money. And it's not really a waste of money. You can see some things on labs, but you know, we know breast implants can make you sick. If you can see the pattern of how you got breast implants and then how you started to get sick, go get them out.
Yeah.
And then let's do some labs. Then let's see what's in your body. Let's see if you have any heavy metals in your body. Let's see what your food sensitivities are. Let's look and see about your candida. Maybe test your thyroid. You know, I can do hormone testing. So, you know, let's see what if your hormones are all jacked up, because implants can mess up your hormones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can do some of these tests with implants. I've done food sensitivity with implants. I did my hormone testing with implants. I did like thyroid panel, just regular like medical labs, which never really showed anything. I mean, there wasn't really anything for my medical labs to show. And I know some women can do some medical labs and maybe we'll have like their SED rate or ANA, which is like rheumatoid, some of the rheumatoid markers will show. So maybe you could see that you have systemic inflammation.
Yeah.
But really, you're not going to be able to get rid of that inflammation unless you get your breast implants out. So, you know, I would suggest don't waste thousands of dollars going to get a bunch of medical labs prior to get breast implant removal, because it's not going to tell you much. And it doesn't matter what it tells you, you need to get them out anyways. And then let's run labs.
So did you do the test before, and did you repeat any of the same tests after to see kind of like what the difference was?
I did my food sensitivity after. Well, it's been like I did my first food sensitivity about a year and a half ago. Okay. So before I did that, and then I did mine again about 4 weeks ago maybe. Okay. And that's changed a little bit. It's actually better now. Okay. I don't have as many sensitivities now on my food sensitivity test. But otherwise, I haven't redid my hormone panel. So I need to redo my hormone panel. But that's it. That's all I did before. But afterwards, I've done heavy metal, essential nutrients, food sensitivity, candida, and I think those are the 4 I have done.
So you use a specific laboratory like Great Plains or what's the other one? I've seen doctors using those, or you use LabCorp or Quest Diagnostics?
No, so there are different labs that I go through, and I don't think I have anything right here. Oh yeah, so I have a couple different labs that I go through. One's Altest, so it's just kind of what I use in my office. Okay. And another one is called ZRT. So just different labs that do more holistic panels as opposed to more like medical panels. So most of my labs are either a finger prick. So if I send you the test, you just prick your finger and do a blood spot.
With the blood in your finger. Okay.
Yep. Or a dried urine. So you just put the thing in urine and then let it dry. There are a few that I can do that are blood serum. So you would have to get your blood taken. Okay. So I would have to have you go to a lab close to you to get that done. Okay. But yeah, pretty much most of them are just, or in saliva. I have a saliva one also.
Okay.
So
and Amelia, if people are not in Kansas and they need, like, for example, I'm in Houston, could you help somebody that is not like that needs like to run blood work and these type of things, like let's say not the regular one that you send their home, like they have to go to a lab work? Can you do that? Can you order those for them?
Yep, I can order any labs. I can send you the labs that I do, and you can do them in the comfort of your own home. If you need to do a blood draw, we can set up at like a LabCorp or whatever, and you could go get your blood draw, and I would tell them what to do. So yeah, all the things that I do with detoxing with women, it's over the phone, it's like Skyping, you know, it's that kind of stuff. And then my labs are just, I send them to you in the mail, and you do them at home.
Awesome. That's great, because just I believe in that. I believe like whatever they are doing regularly is not working. It's not showing. Yeah. It took me 10 years to show my platelets going up. Like they draw my blood, let's say in August, and they do the whole panel of everything, right? Like I think it's the CBC. Mm-hmm. And then they did it again in December. And my plaquettes were within range. And then when they draw it again in February, that I saw this doctor that was the one who drew for IgGs, of all these
Uh-huh.
because she has seen people with Lyme disease and mold
Yep.
toxicity. Uh, she was like, "Well, this is what I'm gonna do," and I was like surprised. Oh my god, she's doing something different. And then my plaquettes were already like not very high, but they were already showing inflammation. So it took
Okay.
my body like a lot to let the inflammation show. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then
Yep.
they did my MMP9 marker, which I found out about it about reading a book from Neil Nathan. The name is Toxic. I even told my homeopathic doctor, I sent him a text message. You need to read this book. You were giving me, he's like, I never seen anybody react to homeopathy. And I say, I never seen an homeopatha or homeopathic doctor who doesn't get themselves a study before treating a patient because he was treating me. And when you have a condition such as mold toxicity, your body's like this. So you won't tolerate like even a vitamin C. It's just like so much for the body to be able to cope because your nervous system is like that.
Yep.
So my MMP9 marker was like 1200 and the limit was like 900, which is already the limit high. You're not supposed to be that high. I guess you should be in the lowest, like 150, 0. And I was like 1200, and that's why I had asthma. And then I saw a functional medicine doctor who told me when he saw the marker, he's like, you cannot wait to see my lady who treats mold. I'm gonna put you in a protocol right now. We're gonna use some heavy metals things that we use and blah blah blah. So he gave me some stuff, and I'm still in the middle of it. Like I'm not. I mean, I had my surgery 3 months ago, and I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering. I couldn't walk around the house, around the block with my dog. I couldn't. I mean, I was like completely like bad. Like the first 5 weeks, I missed work. I mean, it was unbelievable tough for my body to go through that healing process with mold toxicity and candida and Epstein-Barr, trying to heal my body. And I'm so thankful for my body because even though, and I think this is something we need to practice every day, whatever our body's doing, it's doing it for us. And it has done wonderful. Seeing all the things that I have. And I think we need to be patient, Amelia. What do you suggest to those women? Like how to be patient, how to practice self-compassion when you are going through these type of things? Because we want to heal like this. And they need to be understandable that it's not like this. Because I'm like that. I was like, okay, implants out, I'm happy. Woo, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to yoga, and then I'm like, it's not like that. The picture is completely different.
It is. And you have to remember that it took you a long time to get sick. I mean, I don't know how long you had your implants in, but women have to know that most women, now some women will have them in for like 2 months and they're super sick, but most women, it takes years to get sick. So it's going to take a little while to get your body right again. And it is hard. It's really hard to be patient when you feel like crap. I mean, you want to feel better. And getting your implants out is the first step. And you have like 20 more steps you have to take. So that's the first step.
Yes.
And then feeding your body right is something getting enough good water is something you need to do. Getting good supplements, detoxing appropriately, doing a sauna if you can. I mean, there's so many steps that you have to take to really, it's like you have to regenerate your whole body because your whole body is full of toxins. So you have to get everything cleared out and clean. And if you do it properly, it won't take as long as you think. I mean, I think some women think the detox process is really daunting because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Somebody asked what type of doctor I am. I am a chiropractor.
He's a chiropractor.
I'm a doctor of chiropractic. And then I'm also a detox specialist. But so it takes a long time for your body to heal itself. And, I see people in my office who are in a lot of pain and, they want to be better and want adjustment. I'm like, yeah, me too. But that's just, it's not the way it works because our bodies are, we have to give our bodies the correct things for it to be able to heal properly. So, patience, reading, self-help books helps, visualization helps, meditation helps, doing yoga, like just trying to get right with who you are mentally is really, really helpful when you're going through that process.
Yeah, and try to avoid, I guess, like more stress than what we should, because our body will react worse if we are under stress and we have emotions going on. Emotions can really activate many things in our body, especially mycotoxins. And I mean, it's just amazing what they can do when you are out there. So it's like you need to keep them under control, like, like a magician or something. You gotta keep yourself like in a balance and harmony position, because otherwise you are gonna allow all these things to get worse.
Yes, you're correct.
Amelia, how was your experience with the breast implants? I don't know, I mean, how much tissue you had before and after. Was that an issue for you? Because so many women really have, like, I have my implants for 20 years. Like, not the same pair, but I changed the pairs. Like, let's say the first one I changed it after 3 years, then the one other 3 years, and the last one was the one I had for longer, which was like almost 15 years or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it was like 13 years. I was like, I need to change this. And so, but to me, the change was radical. I put them when I was too young, and I didn't leave my body to develop my breasts by the time I put the breast implant. So I have pretty much, like, I saw your post in the group, like, about the bras, and I'm like, can you make one that really fits for me? Like, I'm like, my bras don't fit, like, there is nothing I can do in order to fit, not even like a 4A, like triple A, 4A, quadruple A, I don't know, but I can't. So did you have like that type of, you had already some tissue, so it was kind of like not that emotionally struggling for you, because so many women say, how am I gonna look after? And what message do you give to them in order to balance, your life with your health and your physical appearance?
And that's a really hard one. Like, for me personally, I was 31 when I got them. I had tissue. I wasn't very big busted, but I had plenty of tissue. And I think I actually have more breast tissue now, probably because I weigh more now. And I like them better now. Like, they're perkier now. They're cuter. I like them so much better, like smaller and perkier than I did when I had implants.
Awesome. I love to hear that. So women, listen to her. She loves her boobies with no
I love
implants.
it. And my husband loves them.
There you go.
So, he doesn't care at all. But it is hard emotionally, because one of the things I thought about a lot before explant was, what are they going to look like? What are they going to look like? Oh my gosh, what are they going to look like? And I know some women have get them out, and they do have some trauma and some things happen and they don't look good, but I've seen so many pictures of women who get them out and they look good still. I mean, even if they're smaller, they're still good. Like, I don't have to wear a bra if I don't want to. They're perky now. Like, they're just, it is hard, but really just doing some, work mentally and, figuring out how to love your body and be okay with it is something that's really, really helpful. Because yes, it is different, but it's my new different. And I'm okay with that.
It is different. Exactly. It's your new different. It's your new you. It's your real you, honestly, at the end.
It is.
But for some women, it's not a real them, because they spend so many years with the implants, and the breast, tissue gets affected and gets eroded. And that's what happened to me. So to me, it was kind of traumatic. But it was more traumatic how bad I felt, that I was okay to seeing whatever I was seeing. Because at the beginning, it was shocking to me when they took out the band. I was like, oh my God. So the first thing I saw a doctor is like, are they going to stay like this? He's like, they are going to come back. Take it easy. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, I'm worried. I mean, but I was feeling so bad that I'm like, I'm worried about it. Like, I was like completely out. And he's like, you're going to feel better soon. And I'm like, I want to go home and sleep. I mean, it was horrible. But like seriously, they get better. I mean, of course, you cannot expect the beauty of the implant plastic inside you with your huge, sexy boobies. But once you pass through all this crap, you are like, I don't care about the sexy boobies anymore. I want to be healthy. And that's
Yep.
that's what every woman share. If they have ugly breasts, if they have beautiful breasts, all of us share one idea that still your breasts are beautiful because
Yep.
they are full of hope, of love from you to you, from God to you, who show you the way, who show you what you needed to do in order to start healing and removing the first thing that was obstructing from from seeing what was going on. So there is a lady saying that she got them at 32 after breastfeeding two children, and the skin was very deflated. Yeah. So did you?
That was kind of me. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's very common. So people lift, do a lift. Some people don't have much tissue to do a lift, so they just leave it as it is because it's worse to lift when you have no tissue. So, but still, the most important thing I keep on saying is feeling good and having health. And
Yeah.
for women who worry about men, I just think that the right person is not gonna care. I mean,
Yeah.
about your physical appearance, like it has to be first spiritual, and we need to learn that, and that's a process to love ourselves more because let's be honest, when we're women and you're married now, but there was a point in which you were like, okay, I want a guy, I want him to be see me looking good, and I want a guy who looks
Yep.
good too, or at least we're attracted. But
Yes.
it's a huge deal for women to take and change the chip and say, why don't you just look for someone who really values you as a person, as who you are, and then we talk about the rest. But we have changed the methods in society, right? Before, in our grandparents' times and parents' times, they get to know each other. They
Yeah.
they dated for a while. They were friends for a while, and then the other part came. Now
Yep.
the first part came, and then after that we think about getting to know each other. We talk about
Yeah.
that. So that's why women have made society, we have allowed this to happen because we, you know, in my country there is a saying that says that the man is going to propose and the woman is the one who decides. She's the one who says yes or no. So I mean, nobody's going to force you, right? So we are
No.
part of this culture, of this way of thinking, of this society that we're growing into, and that we're bringing our kids into it. So to me, it's a great example for our kids to show them I chose health over physical
Yes.
beauty.
Yes.
When we die, I just had a death in my family very recently. When we die, we take nothing. We take nothing. It's just a dead body in there.
Yeah.
And the more you see it, the more you see that dead body, and this might sound crazy and that I'm crazy, but the more I saw it, the more sure I was that we need to become more spiritual beings
Oh yes.
because we lost track of who we are when we are on earth in this body. We lost sometimes ourselves in situations that we don't really need to be in. So anyway, I was just getting too philosophical, but
That's
but
okay.
we need to deliver this message of love and self-respect and self-love to all these women that are going through very bad situations. To those who are not going through a bad situation, but they are debating, what do I do with me? What do I do with my health? And Amelia, I'm really thankful you're here. I know you have this ebook in your website that people can go and buy in order to get more informed about how to detox from breast implant illness. You have all these tests they can do with you being in Kansas. So now that I know that, maybe I'm going to become your client. And
Yes. Anytime.
yeah, yeah. So even for men, you know, like sometimes men forget about their health and they don't know they should be, you know, looking into certain things. as we grow older,
Oh,
we start, being more susceptible and tend to develop certain things. So Amelia, Dr. Amelia, she's here. She's a chiropractor. She's in Kansas, and she can see you remotely online. Her prices are very fair because I saw what you sent me the other day, and I think it's super fair compared to other physicians that I've seen and I have inquired, because I tell you, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been researching for 10 years, and then the last year's been tough. But Dr. Amelia has a great program, and she detoxed herself from heavy metals, from breast implant illness. She's now detoxing herself from candida. So she is doing what she is teaching others to do. So it's not somebody else who is coming and telling you, oh, you know what, you need to do this, this, and this, and this, but they never experience what you have experienced. So I always recommend people to go with doctors that have experienced something similar to you, because it's going to be easier to go that way and heal. Because if doctors haven't experienced it, it's very difficult for the person to be able to help be in the position of the other person. That's when the heal happens, and the good, orientation on what supplements to take, what tests to do, and the whole process. It's a whole process. You need to be like hand to hand with this person, like wrap your hands and don't let me go for at least 3 months. So that's how it works. And I have developed said that she had the same implant for 18 years, so she's concerned. What can you tell to her, Amelia?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I would, say, look at what's going on with your health. If you're having some health issue, 18 years is one too long. Yeah. I think my manufacturer book that I still have for my breast implants said 7 to 10 years is like the lifespan of implants. 7 to 10 years, you should get them replaced. Now, the problem with getting them replaced, you're still going to leave that scar tissue capsule in, and then you're going to put another set of implants in, so you're going to grow some more scar tissue. So a lot of times women will get them replaced, and that will accelerate their decline into breast implant illness. So you have to be really, really careful with that. So I would tell you to get them taken out. See what's going on with your health. Can you relate that? Look up, first start researching breast implant illness. I think earlier you said you kind of stumbled on this group. So research breast implant illness. Look and see what it is, what other women are experiencing. Join some face groups, support groups, and talk, ask questions, and see if this is something that you think is going on. And if so, go consult with a plastic surgeon. Now, a lot of plastic surgeons don't believe in breast implant illness. So, go to the right plastic surgeon, or just go to a plastic surgeon and don't even talk about breast implant illness. If you know you want to get your implants out, then go get your implants out and tell them how to do it properly. But I would first start joining some groups and start asking some questions.
Correct. And make sure they do the M-block total capsulectomy, because it's very important they take the scar tissue. And we repeat this in every single life, ladies. You need to get that tissue completely out. So the best way is for them to open up and take the whole ball, and take it out. Don't open the implant inside to take it out. They need to take the scar tissue with the implant still inside, take it out, clean very well inside your breast, take everything that is left from that scar tissue, even if they have to scrap the ribs, and then take it out. That's very important. Well, Amelia, thank you so much for being here. We're going to be, Instagram is going to kick us out. So I just want to thank you for your time, for your patience, for everything that you're doing for all those women. I know God has an angel in earth helping us. And I know you have a special for people who contact you via this live or because they saw the breast implant illness Latina. So just mention that, contact Dr. Amelia. Do you want to tell them your website and your Instagram information so they can contact you?
Yes, so my Instagram is just Dr. Amelia, C as in cat, W as in Wilson. So that's my Instagram. So you can hop on there and you can message me there. My private detox group, which is for women only, is Breast Implant Illness, Detoxing Mind and Body with Dr. Amelia. Or you can just find me personally. My name's Amelia Rodrock, Rodrock. So you can look me up on Facebook, Instagram, message me. If you would like, I'll do a free consultation with you to talk about what's going on and how I could possibly help you. And if you still have implants, I can kind of point you in the right direction. And I see you're talking about the MTHFR gene mutation. That is a contributing factor to breast implant illness. So, you know, for you, you might want to start talking about breast implant illness and talking about getting your implants out. But yes, just contact me, however, Facebook, Instagram, whatever works best, and we can set something up.
Perfect. So, well, ladies, I hope you enjoy this. For the people who are going to watch the replay, you know where to find Amelia. Mention Breast Implant Illness Latina so you can get a free consultation from her from about 15 to 20 minutes to figure out what you need. And then you jump from that to the regular consultation that she will do for you. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, everybody who joined us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next Thursday in our next live. So thank you so much. Have a great night. I love you. Bye-bye. Thank you.